Carolina Comenius School Knights. Number 0, Dylan Harrison. Number 35, Josh Rubio. Number 40, Akram Sella. Number 43, Benny Inentambo. And number 45, Anthony Chapey.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into day 2 from the NACA National Championship Tournament. We are in Division I consolation bracket, I do believe, to start off this morning between Comenius and Wesley Christian. Wesley Christian will be in those red uniforms going left to right. They will start Errol Kokol, Brandon Talbot, Kevon Watts, Miroslav Tadic, and Gabriel War. For Comenius in the white uniforms going right to left. They will start this morning. Dylan Harrison, Josh Rubio, Akram Sala, Benny Inatabo, and Anthony Chafee as we get set for opening tip here from day 2. That's played ahead to Watts down the lane, and that won't go. Slap back out, and it'll head out of bounds, and it will be Comenius basketball. Saw both of these teams yesterday, both playing very well in their first couple of games, and good pass underneath. Josh Rubio with the finish off a good look out front from Anthony Chafee, and it's a 2-0 lead for Comenius. So on the wing, Talbot. Closed off there, swings it back out to Watts. Tried to go in the post, did Talbot, and that pass is picked off and threw it almost into a triple team. Back along the baseline, this swung around to the corner. 3-ball there is no good from Dylan Harrison, and back the other way come the Circuit Riders. Off on the wing, 3-ball is good, triple from Brandon Talbot. And now a 3-2 lead for Wesley. Chafee gives it up far side for Sala. Akram's pass off into the corner. Now they'll swing it back around up top. And loose ball picked up. Tried to go baseline, and it's knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Comenius. Rubio back out front for Sala. Down the lane, has that rejected underneath. And back to the way comes Wesley. Baseline pass from Talbot behind the back, out front to Tadic. His 3 is off the mark. The rebound dunk is missed. Actually, I think Rubio might have gotten a hand on that as Errol Kokol tried to slam it home. Kokol is 6'10" junior. Pass goes baseline, 3-ball there's no good. And the rebound slapped out of bounds. We'll go back to Wesley here. Got a whistle at a timeout to Comenius. 6:03 to go opening quarter. 3-2 is the lead for the Circuit Riders of Wesley. We'll take a break, come back with more first quarter here in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. So out of the timeout, Wesley in the front court here. A long three out front is no good from Miroslav Tadic, and Comenius comes away with it. Slow start here early. Of course, this is a 10 a.m. start. And for those of us who are from the different areas here at the NACA, depends on when you played last night and when you were here, how hard this game is to get up for. Baseline pass, jumper from 15 feet. Won't go from Sala. And now back the other way come the Circuit Riders. Down the lane, layup no good, but we have a whistle and a foul. So that would go on Benny Inatombo as Ben picks up his first and team first on Comenius. Free throw off the mark for Kevon Watts. He'll have another one coming. So Watts goes 1 out of 2. You have 4-2 lead for the Circuit Riders. And this pass deflected out front, stolen away. Kakul down the lane. He's fouled and will head to the free throw line, as that will go against Akram Sala. His first, team second. And Errol Kakul to the line. Kakul is a 6'10 junior, joined on that front line by Gabriel War, who is at 7 feet. Makes for a nice 1-2 combination for the Circuit Riders. So Kakul makes a pair, making it now a 6-2 lead. Comenius into the front court here. Sala's pass goes baseline. Runner there is no good from Harrison. And now Wesley will clear it out. Watts into the front court. Baseline three. That's good. Triple for Miroslav Tadic. And that's a 9-2 lead now for Wesley. Chafee into the front court. As Wesley's defense comes way out front. Now out on the run. This deflected out of bounds. It will stay with the Circuit Riders. And off the out of bounds feed. That rolls just short. We have a whistle and a foul underneath. So that'll go against Arol Kakul. That was his first and team first on Wesley. Into the lineup for the Circuit Riders comes Ahmad Harvey, along with Mackey and Cameron Ramage. That's out front now to Sala. Swinging around near side. Good pass underneath. Shot missed, though. As Josh Rubio had a point-blank look at it and could not get it to go down. Back to the free throw line. 15-footer there, short out of the hands of Kakul, and now saved along the baseline. Sala tried to get there, and he's beaten to the punch by Cameron Ramage, who lays it in. And it's now an 11-2 lead for Wesley. Monte Horn into the front court, backs out behind the arc, kicks in on the wing. Now back out front, Harrison throws up a runner in the lane. That won't go. And back the other way comes Wesley. Outside, Kakul for three. That won't go. I'll make that Gabriel War for three. Came up a little bit short on that attempt, and now Comenius trying to get something started on the offensive end. It has been a slow start as that one sticks in between the rim of the backboard, and off the alternate possession It will stay with Comenius as Emmanuel Balagoon checks in. Harrison along the baseline for 3, and he'll hit that. Well, maybe that will get Comenius started. It's an 11-5 lead for the Circuit Riders of Wesley here early. That pass deflected and stolen away. Chafee with the steal, and now he'll get it back and work the point. Chafee hands off to Horn. Little weave out front here. Harrison working left wing. Nice pass underneath. Layup, no, but they're going to count it off the goaltend as War came across and blocked it, but after it had gone off the backboard. So the foul will be on Ahmad Harvey. That's his first, team second. Count the bucket for Akram Salah, and he'll also have a chance at a three-point play here. And the free throw is good. So, and Top checks into the lineup for the Circuit Riders. And now Mackey will bring it up into the front court. Harvey goes baseline, now in the post for Balagoon. Across, the layup is good by N-Top. Make it a 13-8 lead for Wesley. 1:50 to go in the quarter. Rubio swings it back across. Tried to go baseline. Pass in the middle, deflected and stolen away. Outlet feed ahead to Ramage. Try to go down the lane. Now picks it up and lays it in with the left hand. Now a 15-8 lead. Baseline it goes for Chafee. Trying to swing it back over on the near side. Oh, good look on the inside to Rubio, who lays it in. Really nice pass from Monte Horn out front. 15-10. Baseline reverse. That comes up short from Mackey. Now Comenius will pay it back up front. Horn dishes into the corner. Three ball there is good. Triple for Dylan Harrison, and that's back-to-back assists from Monte Horn out front. 15-13 Wesley. Circuit Riders now working right side. Good pass in the post. And that skip feed across to the far side, and then losing it along the baseline is Harvey, but he tracks it back down. Post feed there to Balagoon. Mackey works baseline. 15-footer along the baseline. Won't go from Harvey. Back the other way comes Comenius. And actually another nice pass from Horn, but goes right through the hands of Ben Inatabo. .11 seconds to go in the quarter as the Circuit Riders will bring it up. Watts into the front court here, down to 7 seconds. Wanted to go right side, nowhere to go. Now baseline feed, 2 seconds, 1, and that's going to do it. Wesley does not get a shot off at the end of one. 15-13, Wesley Christian over Comenius. Take a break, come back to quarter number 2 here in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. Start of quarter number 2, and immediately a turnover for Wesley. So the pass goes through the hands of War, although was a little bit low. So the Knights from Comenius will bring it up into the front court. Monte Horn tried to work up, and Kevon Watts will pick up his first foul. That'll be team third. So Comenius will get set to play it in, and it comes to Horn, trying to work up over the timeline here against Watts. Now goes in the post. Rubio up and under. Nope. And that'll be hit out of bounds, and it will be Comenius basketball. You know, I saw last night, I got back and was just looking at a few things, that the U.S. women's hockey team won the gold in a shootout last night over Canada. They have not won the gold in that Olympics since 1998. Back the other way, layup is good off the steal by Ben Inatombo. Now we're tied at 15. Matter of fact, between those two teams, they've won every gold and silver medal in every Olympics, except 1 year the U.S. won bronze, I believe. Runner goes for Monte Horn, and all of a sudden it's a 17-15 Comenius lead. Under 7 minutes to go in the half. By the way, they won that in a shootout, which is one of the things that I dislike about Olympic hockey. There's a 3-ball on the wing. That won't go. I realize the NHL does it that way during the regular season, which I'm fine with, but once you get to games that mean a whole lot, play till there's a goal. It's the equivalency of getting to overtime in basketball and then shooting free throws to decide who wins the game. That was a nice take to the hoop by Brandon Talbot. Back tied at 17. The U.S. men's hockey team gone already after losing to, I believe it was Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, if you will.
So yes, I did see the American team, a little bit of that on the news this morning. I saw a Canadian player. I don't know if you caught that. She took the silver. They put the silver medal around her neck and wasn't good enough.
Yeah, that's those two teams battle every year. I guess it's now the Czech Republic because the U.S. actually played Slovakia. It's not Czechoslovakia anymore. They're two different countries, but I believe it's the Czech Republic who the U.S. lost to in trying to get back to the medal round for the men. And when you took the problem for me, with especially the men's side, is when you took the NHL players out of it, which the NHL did. To me, that ruined that hockey tournament. The women's is still the best hockey players in the world. I mean, that's who it is. And there's a nice steal out front, and the layup underneath by Watts. That's a really nice defensive play.
A lot of contact on it.
Horn split the double team and almost turned it over again. We've got a jump ball, and it'll stay with Comenius. And they tried to sell that this year as, it's still competitive and it's still whatever. I'm sorry. The whole point to me of having the Olympics is the best athletes in the world. I never understood the people that say they don't want professional athletes in it, because wouldn't you want the best people from every country playing? That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, yeah, by the way, I have your...
Okay, yeah.
your set of rosters.
You read me well.
I saw you frantically looking over there. I figured that's what was going on. Here's a pass that's picked off. Back the other way comes Watts. Tried to go behind the back. Picked up underneath, and a two-hand dunk by Arol Kukul. On the lane. That's good in the foul. Wow, nice take to the hoop by Anthony Chafee.
We're going to take a second look at that. Yeah, nice creative basket. When you're facing that much traffic down low, you got to get a little bit creative.
So Gabriel War with the foul. That'll be his first.
And we've seen a lot of creative attempts thus far. That was one of the good, successful ones.
Free throw here is good by Chafee. 21-20, the lead now for the Circuit Riders. We
want to thank everybody for tuning in with us this morning.
Wow.
I hope my good friend and play-by-play specialist John Chappell had a good night's sleep last night.
Oh, my goodness.
Sounds like he did.
I did, and actually wasn't too bad. It's usually a 50-50 proposition here, but
I bet he's in the cabin.
I know, yeah. I feel like, I'm living it up all of a sudden. There was a whistle and I believe a foul down low on Akram Salah. I'll say this, those lakeside cabins here are really nice. Really nice. I got myself a fireplace and
really?
Yeah. It's not bad.
So that's a true testimony. Here, these cabins, go to FortBluffCamp.com. Hey, it's a great place for church retreats or church group. They have Fort Bluff Camp, of course, has some of the biggest teen and youth camps that you'll find anywhere.
I haven't stayed in the lodge since obviously where they put all the teams. That's really nice too. If you're having retreats and stuff here, the lodge is really nice.
Yeah, hey, they have just about different different types of lodging.
Yep, for different things.
A lot of lodging up here at the camp. You can go to FortBluffCamp.com. Check out all the options available.
Ooh, there's a nice move to the hoop. Little spin move, and Kevon Watts goes off the glass. Now 28-20, Wesley. Pass in the post. Now Harrison along the baseline. Tried to swing it across. Rubio. Back far side for Inatabo. Nope, it'll head to the free throw line.
We've really been blessed with some great games so far this tournament. Awesome games. Now last night's game, the Hamilton Heights girls game, got a little bit out of hand, but they're the number 2 team in the nation. That's to be expected, but still so fun to watch them play.
It is fun to watch. Even the guys' game last night ended up being one-sided, but whenever you see athletes of this caliber playing, even in games like that, it's just fun to watch. 28-21. Swing pass by Tadic, back over on the near side. And the layup there, no good by Noel. And put back, no. Still in the offensive end. We got a whistle and a foul. That will go against Anthony Chafee, his first, and team fourth. I called my wife last night. I said, I finally, for once, I've come here. I've gotten really nice accommodations, and it's been warm. It's 75 degrees. I don't think I've ever been here, and it's been over 60. 3 on the wing. That won't go. Rebound to Tadic. That rims up, no. And finally taken away by Comenius. They'll try to push it up here. Horn up the right side. Harrison, a deep 3 on the wing. That's well short. Rebound tipped out, and now Rubio with the deep 3 on the near side, and that'll go. With the triple, and it's 28-24. It's usually either, now I know it is raining here this time, which is pretty typical, but it's usually either raining and 50 degrees or there's snow at some point during my trip, or I looked at the forecast, like it's 75 degrees every single day.
It has been nice. It's awful foggy out there on that mountain this morning. Visibility is not good. But
I woke up to the rain this morning, too. It was coming down pretty good. 3 ball on the wing. That's rounded out. Rebound tipped out. And it will be Comenius basketball.
So I did educate myself a little bit on the grind session. It is a It's a grind session circuit, and they have some ballers in it. They have some ballers.
So Watts will pick up the charging foul. That's his second, team 6th.
And they do. So Wesley will be traveling to Athens, Tennessee, right across the river. Probably a really, honestly, a 35-minute drive from here for one of the many stops on that grind circuit.
So it's just a bunch of different tournaments? Or is it just singular games?
I do believe, I'm not sure of the format. Not sure of the format, but I think a lot of teams come in. I don't know if I would imagine it's tournament structured, but I'm not sure.
I've been on basketball a long time. I mean, I know AAU stuff and all that, but that's a new one to me.
They do a great job of promoting and giving these top caliber athletes a lot of exposure and give them awesome competition, which we like to think we do a pretty good job up here as well.
Sure.
It's just really you see these teams, and as for me. See these, top teams in the nation come in, and it really comes down to, hey, I'm not worthy to be here and doing this broadcast for these tremendous athletes.
There's some really high caliber athletes here, that's for sure. So one interesting thing about tournaments like this one, and that's a nice little turnaround move, little fadeaway with the right hand by Josh Rubio. And it's 28-26, Wesley. That's the cool thing about tournaments and associations like this one, that the NACA does a really nice job of, as the baseline jumper off the mark here, does a really nice job of matching competition. So these top-level athletes are playing other top-level athletes. And then, like, for instance, next week you get more traditional schools and some things like that. Even homeschool groups. And that's nice because then you can split it up and you get good competition if you just have a traditional kind of school team. And then if you have some of these teams that we've seen a lot of them this weekend made up of international players and kind of play a really big type of schedule. As Matt Harvey will pick up his second in Team 7, so free throws coming up here. But it's just kind of cool to see that both levels and in back-to-back weeks, and it's still really competitive basketball and good basketball.
One thing that absolutely sets us apart from those other high competition circuits and leagues and tournaments is the ministry, the night group worship parties. That really sets us apart, and you talk to these coaches, and it's really good. It's just a group. From my perspective, it looks like just a grueling schedule that these players go. They just go from tournament to tournament a lot of times, especially this time of the season. And this is one place that they can come up and have that competition, but also be able to unplug and walk a little closer with the Lord.
Oh, there's a nice little step back by Brandon Talbot. Went right to left and finished with the right hand. So 30-26 Wesley, down to 25 seconds to go in the half. Been a really good early game here today. Try to go backdoor with that feed.
I like that backdoor feed. It didn't materialize, but it looked good.
That shot partially blocked. Rebound underneath, put back up and in by Emmanuel Balagoon. Down to 5 seconds. Comenius tried to get off a shot. It's picked off, and the Circuit Riders will not get a shot off. 32-26 is the lead for Wesley here over Comenius Christian.
All right, so we do have some cool highlights.
All right. Well, let it ride.
All right, let's roll them.
We have 8 teams as their designated shooter. And that shot there, come on up. Tonight, we'll have the finals competition for the 3-point shootout. We're going to take the top 4 qualifiers.
Deep three. We've seen some good basketball in this game.
Well, Brandon Talbot, you see a couple from him here, back-to-back threes, as a matter of fact. Brandon's had a nice shooting half. You saw him get to the rim as well just a moment ago. And some nice passing here, too. That's a good look. That's the one that resulted in the goaltending and free throws, too. That's what ended up with Wesley having essentially a 4-on-none fast break.
Beautiful pass.
Another good look. Horn has turned the ball over a couple times in this first half, but he's had some really nice passes. There's another assist on essentially back-to-back offensive possessions for Comenius. See Wesley getting some fast break points here this afternoon for sure.
Seen a lot of fast
two-hand dunk.
Yeah, fast breaks and second chances. Crashing those offensive boards.
For the most part, that's where a lot of these points have come from today on both sides. Have been fast breaks and kind of being creative there. And there have been some offensive sets. Here's one with Rubio taking a deep three, about 2 or 3 feet behind the arc, and then he goes back to work in the post here with a nice little.
That's just a good-looking shot.
Fadeaway.
Any way you want to look at it.
When there's nothing if you can perfect that shot, there's nothing you can do to stop it defensively. I mean, there's that step back to the middle and nice play by Talbot off the fast break.
Stepped around the defender. Like the defender didn't want to – he wasn't going to send him to the line. He wasn't going to give him an and one on that one.
Well, we're at the half. 32-26 is the lead for Wesley Christian. We'll take a break. We'll come back with your second half here in just a few minutes. You're watching the NACA National Tournament.
Educating students.
Educating students.
To become servants of Christ. Servants of Christ.
Para llegar a ser servidores de Cristo.
To make a difference in today's world.
Faire une différence dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغییر بدید دنیا را در این روزا.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
So a quick three off the mark for Wesley Christian as we start the second half. 32-26 is the lead for Wesley. Down the lane, Sala gives it off in the corner. Harrison for three, and that's good. Dylan Harrison with another triple. 32-29, the lead for the Circuit Riders. Talbot on the wing. Almost swinging across to Tadic. Talbot for three. That won't go. Rebound underneath, put back up and in by Gabriel Ward. 34-29. Baseline again. Three ball. That's a little bit short from Harrison. An outlet feed comes ahead to Watts down the lane. Tried to dump it off to Talbot, who will back it out. Now goes a little stutter step along the baseline. That wouldn't go. And that's thrown away. So off on the wing, Tadic with it. Try to go inside out. Watts for three in the corner. That's good. Javon Watts with his first triple. And a 37-29 Wesley lead. 6:15 now to go in the third. Chafee. Back out front to Horn and see what Comenius does here offensively. Swing it back near side to Harrison. Little tip pass, good ball movement on the inside, and that layup won't go for Akram Salah. And lost out of bounds by Talbot. And the post it goes. Trying to go down low with it was Roar. Now Comenius will bring it up. Horn moves off to the baseline, now gets it back on the wing. Free throw line to Sala. Trying to work through a triple team there. And that pass thrown away. Talbot on the wing. Back to the high post for Kakul. And his 10-footer is good. And that's Kakul with the bucket. 38-29. Make that 39-29. The lead for the Circuit Riders here. 5:16 to go in the third. We'll take a break. Come back with more NACA basketball here in just a moment. So back to action here out of the timeout. 39-29 is the lead for Wesley Christian. It's Comenius working here in the offensive end. Basically have that three-guard look out front. High post to Sala, swings it across. Harrison for three, and that's good. Boy, really nice ball movement for Comenius. Got a good look from Harrison. That's his fourth three of the game. 39-32. Circuit Riders with the lead. And there's a soft pass stolen away by Horn, and he ended up stepping out of bounds, I believe. Into Kakul, now three ball in the corner. That won't go for Tadic, and it will be Comenius basketball. Cameron Ramage back in for the Riders.
Tonight will be Veterans Night here at Fort Bluff Camp to kick off the festivities. We're going to have the full color guard out to open the ceremonies for tonight's 8 o'clock game. Who was that 8 o'clock game? Is it a refresh my memory?
Refresh your memory.
Was that the girls or boys? Seems like there's a Hamilton Heights in there somewhere.
Well,
no, there was winners of the two.
Let's see.
The two first round brackets. So it's going to be
Thursday at 8 and Thursday at 9:30 are the two semifinal games for Division I, guys.
Okay.
Boy, that'll be.
Yeah, that's going to.
That's going to be some basketball, I do believe, later tonight.
And what about the very late game, the second game tonight?
That's the two semifinals, 8 and 9:30. It's the two Division I semifinals for guys. That pass deflected out of bounds. It will stay with Comenius. So we'll see girls Division I at 9:30 this morning. And I don't think we'll see, well, I shouldn't say that. I think we have a couple of No, that's it for girls basketball for today. Just that one game at 11:30. But I think we get 3 or 4 of them tomorrow. Well, there's a turnover. Watts lost it. Horn out on the break, and he carried the ball. Go a little stutter step, and stuttered a little bit too much. Line up for Wesley comes Ahmad Harvey. So Monte Horn will check out. Inatombo back in for the Knights here. Back out, 3 ball in the corner. That's short on the hands of Ramage. And now Comenius out on the run. Harrison for 3. Good again. My goodness. Dylan Harrison with his 5th three-pointer. It's 39-35. Talbot on the wing, back out front to Harvey. Talbot a step back 2. That won't go. Rebound tipped up, no. Still loose. Ramage with it. Double team down low. We got a whistle and a foul. On Anthony Chafee. That's his 2nd foul. And team first here in the 2nd half. Talbot for 3 on the wing. That's good. Brandon Talbot has had himself a nice game here.
Another 3.
There's another 3 on the wing again. Dylan Harrison, his now 6th three-point field goal. We still have 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 42-38. That's deflected out of bounds. It's back to a 4-point game as Emmanuel Balagoon back in for the Riders. So out front, the pass from Chafee deflected, picked up by Sala, and over and back here. (42-38) as we approach 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Talbot along the baseline, swings it back out front. 3 ball on the near side wing. That won't go. Good board underneath from Sala. Akram into the front court. His pass thrown away. Talbot ahead to Ramage. He lost it out of bounds, and it will be Comenius basketball.
I thought Ramage had a little bit of daylight there, but he closed quickly on him.
Good pass underneath. Harrison missed the layup. Had to rush it a little bit.
Great pass. Just got
on the lane. That should be a charge. And is. That's a nice job by Chafee defensively.
Take a look. Take a look at this charge. Let me play it back for you.
Re-rack it.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, that's a charge right there. I'll stick by my original assessment. 42-38. Ooh, and that one's erased back out front. 3 ball in the corner. No, Harrison finally missed one. And now the Riders back up with it. Coming up on 1 minute to go in the 3rd. Ramage out front. I do like the instant replay thing, though.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun.
Swing back over. Talbot works baseline.
Sometimes you just got to have another look.
3 ball off the mark by Ramage. An outlet feed ahead, down the lane, and the layup missed by Inatombo. Talbot back the other way, had it poked away. Now he'll regather and fire a long three. That won't go. Rebound tipped up. Outlet feed ahead to Harrison. Down the lane, missed the layup, and
back to back.
Riders back to the front court.
We've seen some great basketball, but we've seen a couple of shots.
Down to 3 seconds. Harrison can't track it down. And it will be Circuit Riders basketball. Boy, the Comenius has left 6 points on the board at the end of the third quarter.
Three back to back to back.
So half a second. In it comes. Talbot from half court. Nope. That'll do it for three. 42-38 is the lead for the Circuit Riders from Wesley Christian. Take a break, come back with the fourth quarter in just a moment. You're watching the NACA National Tournament.
We are back.
Well, and I don't know why, but Josh Rubio was standing with 2 feet out of bounds on the baseline when he got that pass. I mean, he wasn't even close to being in bounds. Not sure if he just lost track of where he was in the floor or what there, but just deflected back to the middle. Or maybe he was trying to get around someone and wasn't expecting a pass. Either way, turnover comes down the floor, and Wesley Christian misses a three-point opportunity, so Comenius will work in the front court here. Rubio on the wing, pull up, 12-footer, that won't go, and kind of whistle and a foul. Akram Salah with his third foul, team second in the half on the night. Talbot, pull-up jumper from the baseline is good. That's a pretty shot from Brandon Talbot. He's put in a really nice performance today. Harrison back out front to Salah. Back to Harrison from the baseline. Had to rush that a little bit and left it short. Under 7 minutes to go in the game and a 6-point lead for Wesley. Talbot was going to try to dunk that. And ended up gotten knocked out of his hands, and back to the way comes Comenius. And that pass picked off. Ahead it comes to Kakul down the lane, and he'll lay it in with the right hand. 46-38. Good little stutter step. Rubio outside. Salah down the lane, wrap around underneath, and the layup missed by Rubio. And Harrison throws it off the back of the backboard, and it will be Wesley Christian basketball.
Great vision. Great vision for Comenius. What Butch Jones would call this great eye discipline.
That's a good line. 3 ball in the corner. That won't go. And that should be a foul on the Circuit Riders there, but nothing. And it's picked up and laid in by Kakul. I mean, he literally got pulled to the ground, I think. Looked like a just two-hand, almost tackle football move. 48-38. 3-ball along the baseline. This was a little bit short out of the hands of Josh Rubio. Back to the way come the Circuit Riders. Watts down the lane. Oh, what a fake, and lays it up and in. Nice move by Kevon Watts.
What do you call that? Is that a Euro fake?
Euro step fake, layup. Finger roll. Yeah, that's about three things in one. And there's another move by Watts, this time a steal into the front court. He got shoved from behind and will head to the free throw line. Well, the foul on Monte Horn, his first foul, team third on Comenius. Now Wesley starting to pull away a little bit. Watts misses the first. Rolls in for Watts. 51-38. Horn up the right side. And we've got a reach-in foul out front on Talbot. That's Brandon's second. Team first this half. Excuse me, team second this half. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Then it comes to Horn. Working up against pressure from Watts. Rubio for three. That's good. Triple on the wing. Josh Rubio, his second three. Now 51-42. Baseline to Roar. That wouldn't go. Pass ahead. Deflected out of bounds. That should be Comenius basketball. That was tipped on the far side, and they do end up getting together, and it will be Knights basketball. So Chafee to put it in play. Baseline to Harrison. Rubio out on the wing. Works off a screen. Harrison goes down low. Chafee dropped the pass. And now Talbot back the other way. Swings it ahead. A two-hand dunk. It's blocked in a couple of blocks. But the second time around, the foul called on Inatambo. Boy, two dunk attempts, two blocks. Inatambo ends up getting the foul. The first one's just a nice play. I believe that is Harrison getting back on defense, and the second one is Inatambo.
We're going to have to take. We're going to take one more look.
That's a beautiful play, and Inatambo gets called for the foul, which it probably was. But that's a couple of nice defensive plays back to back. Free throw rattles around it in for Gabriel War.
Gabriel is, correct me if I'm wrong, the big 7-foot sophomore. Is that correct?
And misses the second. Gabriel
Junior
is 7-foot sophomore. Well, that's a nice problem to have.
It
7-footer who's a sophomore on your team, and who starts down the lane. Chafee, nope, it'll head to the free throw line.
And at 5'10", these guys have inches to spare. I'd like to make my way on up to 6 foot, but at 43 years old, I don't think it's going to happen.
I'd like to take a little bit of height from here and put it on our team back home because we were super short this year. We didn't have anybody over 5'11" on our entire roster. Free throw good here by Chafee. You'll have another one coming. He could shoot the ball halfway decently, but had no inside game at all. That proved to be a slight problem. It's free throw, no good. And we got a timeout to Wesley Christian. 52-42 is the lead for the Circuit Riders. 3:48 to go in the game. We'll take a break, come back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA National Tournament. So out of the timeout, Wesley Christian brings it up into the front court. Work near side. That's deflected out of bounds. Wesley Christian at 25-8 out of Allen, Kentucky. The 2017 FCA National Champions. 7 different countries, not just 7 players, 7 different countries represented on that Wesley Christian roster. Talbot crossover move for 3. That wouldn't go. But Talbot gets his own rebound on the far side and steps out of bounds. Will be Comenius basketball with 3:15 to go. Comenius, by the way, out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. As a little full court pass ahead to Rubio. And he throws it to nobody in particular other than Brandon Talbot. And we have a whistle and a reach-in foul. So foul on Anthony Chafee. That's his 3rd, team 4th. Comenius 28-12 on the year. Their biggest win over Word of God, who is also at this tournament coincidentally. This is their first year coming to the NACA tournament.
And we should be seeing Word of God tonight in one of those semifinal matchups.
Yep. And we had a timeout to Wesley Christian. 3 minutes left. 52-42 is the lead for the Circuit Riders. Once again, we'll take a break, come back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. So Wesley Christian to play it in. 3 minutes to go in the game. Inbounds feed and the layup good underneath. On top with the bucket there, making it 54-42. And we got a whistle and a foul in the middle of the floor. That will go against in top. That's his 2nd, team 4th. Comenius, as we mentioned, from Fort Mill, South Carolina. I have no idea where that is. You know where Fort Mill is?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I've not heard of that one. Baseline 3 from Harrison. Good again. Dylan Harrison has just been on fire from three-point range. That's his 7th 3 of the game. Down to 2:40 to go, 54-45. Out front, that's thrown away. It should be Comenius basketball and is.
Here we go.
Horn brings it up. Now they'll swing it into the corner to Rubio. Rubio pass the middle. Chafee. Good look outside. 3 ball won't go for Inatabo. Back the other way comes Kakul. Pull up in the front court. That pass deflected. Tracked down on the near side by Enchop. Kakul down the lane. Trying to dump it underneath. That's loose. Kakul gets on the floor. And now it's tipped ahead. And a little floater from the near side. Good by Gabriel War. It's 56-45, down to 150 to go. 3 from Rubio in the corner wouldn't go. And that pass comes ahead to Kakul. Down the lane, Ramage will lay it up and in. $58-45. Outside 3 ball, that's good. Boy, that was a crazy shot from Anthony Chafee.
We're going to get a second look at that shot and some more at the end of the game.
Not what you would call a conventional shot. Underneath, that pass deflected, now tracked down by Wuar. In the middle, they have a whistle and a foul. We'll go on Anthony Chafee.
Be sure to hang around post-game while Mr. Chappell gives the post-game wrap-up and stats for the game. We'll run some highlights in the background. So hang around.
58-48, still some time left here for Comenius, especially the way they've been shooting the basketball from three-point range. Not quite over yet. Talbot out front. We approach 1 minute to go. Now they'll back it out. And now a foul committed by Akram Saleh. That'll be his 4th. And team 6th. Team 7th. So 1 in the bonus coming up here for Brandon Talbot.
And just to remind everyone, you can visit our Facebook page. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter for scores and more information. You can visit nacasports.org for more bracket information.
Talbot with a pair, 60-48. Pass down the lane, Chafee, wraparound outside. Rubio for 3, that's good. That's Rubio with a triple, his 3rd 3 of the game. 60-51. And that foul on Ben Inatumbo. That's his 3rd foul.
Love watching the ball movement from Comenius. It's really fun to watch.
Comenius is getting themselves in a ton of foul trouble, and they only have 1 or 2 bench players. Free throw good here from Watts. 61-51. So a 4-possession game with 45 seconds to go. And the second one is good.
And the Division I girls for the next game are starting to make their way into the gymnasium.
Harrison step back 3 wouldn't go. Well, whistle and a foul on Anthony Chafee. That will be his 5th foul, so he is done. As into the lineup for Comenius comes Monte Horn. So on top to the free throw line here.
So that does make the situation a little stickier for Comenius. Just heard the call come in from the sideline. No more fouls.
Yeah. Yep. This one is a 4-possession game, and you're not going to get that in 25 seconds. Back the other way, down the lane. It is blocked from behind by Harrison out of the hand of Kevon Watts. 3 ball in the corner. That's good by Rubio. 62-54, down to 8 seconds left. As Wesley will dribble it up. And that'll do it. 62-54 is the final, as the Circuit Riders of Wesley Christian get the win here over Comenius. Final scoring totals. First off, for Comenius, Monte Horn with 2 points. Akram Saleh had 3 points. He was 1 of 1 from the line. Ben Inatambo with 3 points, including 1 of 2 at the line. 7 for Anthony Chafee, including 1 3. He was 2 of 3 from the line. 21 points for Dylan Harrison on 7 3-point field goals. 18 points for Josh Rubio. He had 4 threes of his own and was 0 for 1 from the free throw line. For Wesley Christian, 6 points for Miroslav Tonic on 2 3-point field goals. 5 for Gabriel War, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Cameron Ramage with 6 points. Emmanuel Balagoon with 2. And Chop ended up with 4 points, including 0 for 1 from the free throw line. And 12 points for Errol Kakul. He was 2 of 2 from the stripe. 14 points for Brandon Talbot. He had 2 3-point field goals and a 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 13 for Kevon Watts, including 1 3-point field goal. He was 4 of 6 from the free throw stripe. And Wesley Christian gets the 62-54 win. So we're just going through a few highlights that are left here. A couple of really nice defensive plays for Comenius down the stretch. I know they came up a little bit short on the scoreboard, but there are a couple of nice blocks as we got toward the end of that game. Not to mention Wesley Christian hit free throws down the stretch too, which helped their cause. There's Rubio for 3 in the corner. He hit a few of those in the second half. There's the double block here, although the second one was called a foul. And Ken Harrison, who finished with 7 threes. There's one of those right there.
Yeah, they were bound and determined to get it into Guar. Did I pronounce his name right?
That's how I've been saying it, but I'm not 100% sure how it's supposed to be said. But there's that.
That's it.
Crazy 3 from Chafee out front. Just kind of threw it up in the air and it went straight in.
Be sure to tune in next. We have basically a rematch of last year's Division I girls final. Excuse me, with the number 2 ranked team in the nation, Hamilton Heights, out of Chattanooga versus TPLS from Richmond, Virginia.
Yep, that game coming up next. We have about 14 or 15 minutes till that game gets started. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with Hamilton Heights and TPLS here in just a few minutes. You're watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.